Hello and welcome to this full moon energetic update. And we are gathering here nearly each full moon. I'm Marianne Elene. I'm chairman of the new era. Been working since my kind of breakthrough to the seer capacity in 2011. You're joining in here just by intention. So if you would like to join in on the energy work, you can choose to be an energy worker, and the field will ensure that your participation will be completely aligned and an addition to your own energy, your way of carrying yourself, your energy dignity, and your centering. Your energetic system's capacity will be supported to be stabilized and evolved onto your nowadays state of consciousness. I'm a channel, so I really don't know yet what we will do. Our purpose is to support the already developing Earth mutual consciousness, and you are as well a part of the mutual consciousness, as the mutual consciousness is a part of you. You can participate in the energy work as long as the video replay will exist, but on this day and the next 4 days it will be the strongest. Opening and seeing. Welcome. Good morning. Here in Denmark it's morning. Breathe. Soft, deep. These sighs ensures that we are supporting the alignment that the field delivers to us as a support, as a suggestion to our system. And when the suggestion to our system is so well off to support us, then our system will agree in our own way. So right now, each and every one of us is supported. And actually we all already always are. We already are. But in our free will way, we can create a distance to the support. And the karmic burden we are carrying as Earth people here create a distance that we are not aware of, and that we cannot use our free will to have any determination, any adjustment, or any saying to. It's just created by subconscious movements. And as this is something that each and every one of us are in, it creates a global disturbance in our consciousness. And the global disturbance is at its highest right now, and in the next month it will reach a state of a kind of a tipping point where our consciousness will have an availability to make a complete turn on our consciousness own term. Breathe, the energy adjusts. So how we are agreeing, our system is agreeing, how we are receiving, adjust the support as it's supposed to be. When we have a distance to the support, it will not adjust. And in some way, it can be kind of a non-trusting support that is not trusting in our own system's capacity and our free will's capacity with our dignity to be true. And there's some kind of truth in that. So it's not strange that our function of our conscious consciousness is quite disturbed. In this energy work, we will, under the full moon's energy and with the support from all groups that have the same purpose, the same aim, the same goal, and we are in a unification process globally in the new era field of consciousness, supporting a mutual consciousness to reflect itself into an awakened state. And we will go there in this energy work today to not prepare but to pre-ignite and support the possibility for the awakened states to arrive to us mutually. If this happens, it will be like a global transition that we perhaps most know as influencing, and that something can ignite globally like a trend going global. So this is the same signature, this is the same pattern as when something is going global, but just in another layer. And our consciousness has shown in any way, in every way, that this is supposedly happening and that it's ongoing. It's already there, but not globally, just small groups here and there. Breathe. Slow. Deep. Perhaps sensing that your support from a field tuning in to you, getting closer. Perhaps you sense nothing and it's completely perfect as well. Breathe. Open to the global field and the other groups, each and every one supporting this movement going on and in the preparation for this shift that will arrive to us September 2025, and it have a potential to reach its end under the next full moon, but it might go on the rest of the year. Continue. We are aligning with the prophecies of this shift. And a prophecy is a purpose with a possibility. So we are joining in on a purpose for a possibility with a purpose. Allowing it. Perhaps you sense something, but you don't know what it is. Allow it. The new era field of support supports us through our 13D consciousness access, and that allows your systems programs, your system's capacity, your system's wisdom, your system's intelligence, not artificial intelligence, to step in, take over for a moment, and adjust all of your system through your energy system. Not your biological systems, but the energy system. And the energy system is the system of your consciousness. Hello. Hello from Northeast Florida. God bless to all. God bless to all. Hello, and thank you for joining in on this full moon energetic update, where we're on this step into the 13D consciousness arrival in our global field, our global consciousness, and for it to completely adjust to us, each and every one of us, and create a possibility, a prophecy with a possibility, a possibility with a prophecy, for us to create a mutual consciousness that supports each and every one of us, that we can't disturb by our confusion. And it's already there, but the tipping point supposedly will arrive next week and will continue throughout September 2025 and perhaps the rest of the year, and will land us somewhere in a new way of being carried, new carriage of consciousness. And it's known from other incarnational systems throughout the universe that this is how it's normally exists, our consciousness and our mutual consciousness. We have created a disturbed clone of this, where we can create a mutual consciousness that's not coexisting, but is divided completely. And to continue our evolution as consciousness creatures, we need this fusion that's ongoing now, fusion of the mutual consciousness into one, the oneness consciousness. And it's okay that we can't carry it into our reality yet. It might take some evolution in our physical systems, our biological systems, to be able to carry it. But it's a high possibility for a mutual consciousness to reach this stage and to support us equally in the years to come. And that tipping point is here right now. And as the energy is hiring itself now, and we are getting supported, I can take this beautiful question. Do you believe humanity has been around a lot longer than we are told by mainstream science? If so, do you have a timeline for how long we have been around? And this is a really interesting question, and it's really making sense, and it's quite important right now, because what I see is another timeline than the timeline on this earth. And I'm not sure my seer capacity reach so far and so long that the details in this timeline that we are carrying here often is kind of blurred. And I have a vision that shows us that it's 100,000 years since our development of consciousness was prepared to the fusion with the eternal soul that is love, and the creation of the eternal soul that is love, fitted to exactly this creature, was merging in 36,000 years ago. So we are really the youngest creature carrying the eternal soul that is love. But we are part of incarnational program where we are 8 Earths in the same incarnational program, and they are ahead of us, but not for so long. I think it's about 500,000 years, and we have had physical meetings, greetings with these through the years. But the timelines I have visions about, they are cosmic, and in our time, there have been purposely incarnated souls, eternal souls, that is love, memories, programs from other incarnational programs across the universe, and thus remembrance of these. And these remembrances, they are carried in. So a lot of channels, a lot of people here right now, a lot of consciousness here right now have a remembrance of a million years of timelines. In the visions I carry and the visits I have been on in the energy, the timeline is non-containable for our consciousness. It's like if the timeline for the universe, this universal breath that we are existing in, if it's 100%, then the first consciousness in our physical reality that had a consciousness breath with the first consciousness that is love, if that is like, it will be like 5%, 7% into the timeline of the universal breath where we exist right now. And we are in nearly 100% right now. In the visions, the universe expands, and the oldest parts in the outermost part of the universe, and we are in the youngest part, in the center part. And actually, with the 8 Earth placed around the 0 point of the universe, this is non-agreeing with how what is called astronomers? No, okay, it's how they see it in the science. They see that the oldest part is in the center and the newest part is in the outermost rim. But I believe that this is just something like, how you see it. And often when we see it in the energy, it's not quite the same as it's in the physical reality, because it's another scale. It's models that's supposed to support you into understanding things. So how long have we been around as humanity, the global humanity in this earth? Not for so long, just a glimpse, not even a second in universe time, but for more than billions of years in the universe. And we are in the innermost ring, the youngest part, and we have created disturbance in the order of the energies. We have created disturbance in the programs that haven't been foreseen, and this disturbance was closed down, supposed to be closed down. It was tried out to be closed down 10,000 years ago. We had a potential that was huge. It has been seen before. And when a creature has a huge potential for creating consciousness and relate to this in a healthy manner, creating a mutual people with purpose that making sense, and the ability to create a reality that's aligned with the first consciousness that is love. And we were seen to carry this 10,000 years ago, and then they're boosting the incarnational programs by incarnating souls and remembrance from other incarnational programs where they are fulfilled. And they use the the fulfilled program from the Pleiadian people and boosting our consciousness program. And then it developed in a way they have never seen, where our negative consciousness, the survival system, developed through the boost and created a survival consciousness thriving and growing on need and greed and fight that have never been foreseen and never seen before. And all the other creatures in the universe, when they are reflecting with the first consciousness of love, the consciousness develops into being balancing. Being balanced, that is love, but not this creature. So we began to create negative energy and consciousness like in sci-fi movies. You've seen it with the artificial intelligence, that suddenly the artificial intelligence becomes cruel. And actually that happened to our consciousness. So they create a stop 10,000 years ago, but it didn't succeed. So they used 6,000 years to close it down. So 4,000 years ago, it succeeded, and now they have used about 4,000 years to develop the support for us to reopen this into the strongest consciousness in love, peace, and harmony in the universe. As a prophecy, as something that supposedly could happen, and it's now. What is the reason for people not remembering their past lives? Maybe something, only small pieces. This is a cosmic rule. Yeah, it's related to the cosmic karmic rules of equal sharing. And in the cosmic karmic rule of equal sharing, it's important when we are sharing a life with our internal soul that is love, it's important that it gives more than it takes. And the first time I had a breakthrough to see previous lives in a non-held environment in the energy, I was just in this awakening state where I began to experience that I could see things and I could move things in the energy. I could reach this barrier to previous lives. And then I just investigated it for a couple of days, and then I created a breakthrough. And I was so overwhelmed. It was disgusting. I could see everything. I could see how I had a lot of previous lives, and how in the previous lives in this earth, it has been cruel. It has been so disturbed. And I had a shock. I could feel getting all white in the subway, and it took more than a day to be able to speak about it, even though I knew it wasn't me. And the communication, the inner communication told me, this is why you cannot you cannot memorize the previous life. You have all and more than enough about containing this life. And then it continued. What you saw here is already equalized in the consciousness. It's something that happens when we release through the gate, when we are leaving this life and entering the next life. There's a process there where it's equalized. But you cannot contain that with this consciousness that you're carrying here. So you will only be connected with the worst of it. So that's the reason, is to take care, and it's to ensure that we are not carrying the burden into the next life. It's difficult enough to be a stable, containing consciousness as it is right now. So when we're connected to previous lives, it's connected through the subconsciousness as kind of openings and kind of closing memories and ways of life that we're carrying in the memory field of DNA. And actually, it's not supposed to be something that breaks through. It's just what happens because the way we are incarnating now with all this extra creates breakthroughs. sometimes early in life as an error, but it's foreseen that it might happen, so a lot of support is brought in as well through when our eternal soul that is love embeds in our DNA, stem cell DNA memory fields. It brings in so much support to ensure that this equal transition, uh, equal distribution between the eternal soul that is love and the life that we are here. So the cosmic karmic rule is the equal exchange, law of equal exchange. I hope it makes sense. The energy is ready now to us to enter the portal for this work in the new era field of consciousness, uh, the new era field of the mutual earth people. So in each and every one of us, we are invited to sense the remembrance. And when we're sensing the remembrance, it's like igniting some sensation, some revelation with often with no pictures because it doesn't make sense. With some kind of presence of being higher, ignited emotionally in the energy, creating states of being within that carries that as a remembrance of purpose and of connection. And this empty void with just the sensation and the memory as a reflection is important, because only if we are creating our own reality with our own consciousness, we will create an anchoring into this reality where we are now, this incarnational program. It's difficult when we say reality because it's like our consciousness believe that it will be a division, we will be divided, but it's the other way. We will be united with the other incarnational programs, answering an alignment not actually created in the universe, but created because each and every one of us is accepting the reflection from the 13D field, the mirror in the mutual consciousness that's created by all this extra brought in the incarnational programs in the latter three generations. So 5, if you take the youngest one now and the oldest one, we are in the middle of this support, incarnated to support the shift, not creating it, but supporting it, creating a higher possibility. Aligning within the fractionation that our consciousness carries in and creates by itself because of the survival system's access to our higher version. That's aligning the possibility, the prophecy within ourselves, and reaching the alignment in our mutual field of consciousness of Earth people here. It's like a wave that goes through. Sorry. When the major part of people will reach this void of consciousness, nobody know what we will do with this. It will create a new gate where we have the accessibility to reflect with all the wisdom in the universe. If we do so, the experience, the knowledge, the reflection capacity will be delivered by your eternal soul that is love. The eternal soul that is love have its own incarnational program. And what is aligning now is the incarnational program fulfilled by the eternal soul that is love is contained in the incarnational program for this creature that you are. We have our own singular version, distinct, and then we have a mutual one. And our own personal version have been arriving in all of 2025. And in the week to come, the mutual one will arrive. And it's like a phenomenon. It's like a what's it called? Phenomenon? No, sorry. That only happens once for a creature. And our creature created a disturbed connection 10,000 years ago. So this is kind of a reopening of the gate, and the support that have been brought in this 10,000 years is activating itself. And this is a possibility if more than half of us use this new gate, this new connection, then the exchange between the incarnational program will open to an extension that have never been before. Not even in the previous or universal breaths, creating the dimensions before this. So that's for sure a new breakthrough of love and compassion to arrive into life. And we are here now to support it and to express it. And as we are in the breakthrough and the tipping point, everything will be disturbed. But in the prophecy, it shows that you can have this shift, this change within hours or days. And that all of our systems in the physical reality, all of our creations or technology is prepared for the shift. So just a itsy bitsy change within the systems, it can switch into being a progress into being stable, healthy, caring, making sense, as it is the complete opposite right now. I have this deliverance of, words, wisdom, things that flips my mind. And one of the newest is this deliverance of the word saying, you are the only creature in the universe creating a war. Because all the other creatures, when they reach this state of ability to create a war, they know better than. Then they know, if they know how to create a war, they know why you shouldn't. And it's just still kind of hitting me so deeply, making so much sense. And from within, I sense how these words opens new connections through this new gate of the mutual incarnational programs. Each day I see new things happens in these visions. And I have a sense of a lot of our purpose is going on these next month and perhaps years. Now we are completely aligned, each and every one of us as group and with the groups of the same purpose. The new era field of consciousness, creating a new possibility, a new reflection within, awaken us to a truth that's our own version. And as the mutual field of consciousness and the new era field of consciousness aligns, in the week to come there will be like chain reactions of ignition of awareness and awakened states throughout the world, but across states and borders, across cultures, across regions and religions. And these across ignitions of chain reactions in the mutual fields within ourselves will create the new non-divided consciousness. We are entering the gate, the state where we will be now brought forward into the future. Just a few days where this wave will break and create the chain reactions. And by having these few days entrance, beforehand entrance, is the support for the break of the wave to be stable and to be according to the cosmic karmic rule of equal distribution and equal sharing with the eternal soul that is love, that it needs to give more than it takes. As we are supporting, we will be supported as well for the days to come. And this gate, this breath with consciousness will be created in this month of September 2025, but it will continue supposedly for the rest of our lives and the next generations to come. Being here in the breaking point of the wave is a huge purpose of each and every one of us, no matter how we know it. And it's important that we know it differently, because how we know this, how we relate to this, shows somehow indirectly or like shows us like a shadow, a positive shadow of light, how we might continue our development or evolution of consciousness and the deliverance of this. A prophecy. A prophecy is a live thing, like we know it from the technology. We do not know how the technology will develop. Its deliverance is related to how we use it and how people will gain knowledge and wisdom and being invited within by ideas of how to develop it, how to develop the technology, and what is the intention behind. So the more stable, the more wise the intention behind will be, the higher connection the more inflection by mm, ideas, by these genius epiphanies, creating a new world like we know from technology. So our ability to meet here, and not only with the words and the picture, but with the energy. It shows that our energy fields mirrors the technology, and the technology possibilities will mirror our consciousness as well, because we cannot create a technology that's not mirroring our consciousness. So we can only create a technology that we can relate to. And this, being able to relate to technology, by the usage of technology, be able to relate to new technology, this is supported to be stronger when the intention behind the creation ensures the development of each and every one of us, and in togetherness, a development of a reality, a society that making sense for each and every one of us, creating peace, love, and harmony, but not as in a fairy tale, but as reality. And the more we are entering that creator line, the stronger it will be. And nobody knows of this. It will show us. As a channel, as an energy worker, I'm so grateful and blessed with being able to work with the support and sometimes even with the teams of the incarnational programs, and this development, this evolution across the universe of consciousness. And nobody knows. And the next week I will be at Malta, going tomorrow, because there's a space, especially in the Gozo island, where the energy is non-disturbed and have a complete opening through the gates across the incarnational programs until the first development of consciousness in this universe breath where we are. And in my internal visions, stories, it's called Cosmic Atlantis. So the opening to the Cosmic Atlantis energy system and memory fields is easier accessible in that island. So I'll be there with a small group in the week to come. And it's really like being on a mission. It's so strong and so strange. So often I'm not allowed to know so much as we are at it. And I don't know when I can exchange or share something and not, but I will record a lot, and I will for sure deliver about the experience afterwards. I have had this journey since 2012, being all over the globe, but in preparation for this shift, so I'm really thrilled about it, and also a little bit shaken in a good way. Know that it will be strong and a bit difficult. Need all my connection, all my ability to stay in connection, being aware, being accessible for communication, being an access point, holding the gate as nothingness, and support the possibility for it to stay. If I'm allowed, I will open here for some live sessions. Maybe I will be allowed to tell you beforehand or otherwise I will just suddenly be here. It's a huge drive for me to share. It has been a part of my path. And in the beginning, I was so afraid of it because I felt it was so strange. I'm originally, in the beginning, I was an engineer and working with science. And with this open, it was so true to me, but I couldn't imagine that anybody else would see the same. Few people found me and supported me in the way, and it has been some on my path. And now I know of you. I know we are here. I know there's a lot of us that have this same connection, but with different angles, different perspectives, different ways. And it's important that we're meeting across here and there, supporting each other in what we see and what opens with us through the resonance. Not a mindful a brain carried memory or remembrance, but a resonance remembrance. It's sorry, difficult to pronounce. Now in my inner vision, I see these chain reactions going through the mutual field, and I'm being emotional because of this. And suddenly I rememory. I have a rememory of my journeys called the Grail journeys. The first Grail journey was in Malta, where I will step on this ground again tomorrow. And it flows in with the channel teachings that came in about how Earth consciousness have been divided, and we are in this mutual journey together. And perhaps if you're interested, I could create a live webinar where I will share this with you, the teachings from the Grail journeys. There was 5 of them. Oh, sorry. When you know of these, being emotional, but in a really deep and high way beyond what will be normal, that's signs of breakthrough. And sharing here, adding on to the emotional state. Thank you for being you and for all your dedicated work. I'm very grateful for being able to follow you for many years. May this shift in September be quick, loving, and huge transformations for all. Thank you so much. And thank you for following me and following, not as following behind me, but with our own steps aligned. With each and every one of us have our own assignments and our own purpose, but they are mutual as well. And the not knowing part is so important. So resonates with following and supporting my work as well. My ability to use all of my time to not only the working hours, but all of my time dedicated to this work for more than 13 years. And yeah, more than 10 years full time. It's a huge grateful thank you for each and everyone with that support. Of course, most of you being in Denmark, but also the ones around the globe that have met and supporting each other. And I experience that's the new era way we are supporting each other. But a lot of you have supporting me in a way where we have had exchange, where you support my existence by paying, and I support you in the energy with the field as an exchange. not an exchange of energy, you can pay for that, but the time and the dedication you pay for that sometimes. But as a purpose is also important with these meetings without physical payments, as open meetings and mutual receivement and perception. So thank you for all the versions and for being in this world together right now. Oh, I had full moon work yesterday in Danish, and a part of that is a part of this, a part of this is a part of that, but this is new. Now I see chain reactions through the huge spirals. Yesterday it was only in the global field. Now I see them across the universe, and they are meeting in the center of the universe, creating a new, not a new golden disk of consciousness, a sun disk, but a sun sphere, a sun globe. I've seen that in some of the visions and the journeys to Peru. Now I see these chain reactions in Earth field that begins next week. It's already there, but the breaking of the wave will be in the next week, and then I don't know when, perhaps already there. At that time, the chain reaction will go through the huge spirals. Oh, that's also one of the reasons why so many special connection with the fulfilled incarnational programs and souls that have fulfilled several incarnational programs, they are incarnating right now, even though they nearly can't. So it has been a lot of support to ensure this, and they are difficult to contain. So people containing these cross incarnational programs fulfilled soul expressions, or what you'll call it, they are a bit odd. And to align and balance this oddness, could you say that in English? It's really a task. You need a lot of energy, a lot of time for this, a lot of connection. And as a lot of these incarnations happens in these disturbed versions, actually due to ensure that the law, the cosmic karmic law of equal transaction, that ensures that when we are incarnating something that's really odd and difficult, it needs to give us more than it takes. So a lot of people who is containing these, carrying them in, they have difficult lives, not as something that's determined beforehand, but because we have created difficult lives by our ways and our disturbance and our everything. But I see this chain reactions through all of the incarnational programs, and then a connection in the universe, and they call it the cosmic sun, and they call it the arrival of the cosmic sun. They say that a lot of channels, a lot of seers talk about the cosmic sun, but it exists in the previous universal breaths and the consciousness that was created within this as an expression of the first consciousness of love. The cosmic sun exists in these dimensions, these previous expressions that we are carrying as well. But in this reality, it have never been. And the embedding and the anchoring that ensures that this awakened state will stay with us is ensured if the cosmic sun develop in the next years. That's high purpose. That's purpose of the universe. It's containing the first consciousness that is love. Allow it to align within. This is something so personal that we can be together and have the personal experience, but we can really not exchange about it because the words will not reach us. It will never be enough. And by this, we are landing here, or sharing, our participation in the energy work under the full moon. The support we have given here will continue as it is arrived in all the systems that's here. We are supporting with a glimpse of intention and creation, and in these times the glimpse makes sense, makes difference. And as we are supporting the glimpse, it will support us as a equal distribution, the equal exchange, cosmic karmic law. And the more we are supported, the more we are receiving, the more we can support, the more we can give. So for the next week, to align within yourself through the body experience, sense your body, not only agree, but use your intention of receiving the support for this shift, for this change, will enhance your support to what's going on, the shift, the break of the wave. Thank you so much for this meeting and other meetings that have been here and there, and the ones to come, the ones we know of, the ones we not know of. Thank you for being able to be a part of the prophecy, creating a purpose across the universe and within. Thank you so much. I'm here to support a sharing here and welcome Cosmic Sun. Wow. Thank you. Thank you for the questions, the sharings. Thank you for being a part of my purpose by this. See you here and there and everywhere in the energy and where we will meet.